Nice. We're going to need Sam, but we are on a little delay, so.
Ooh, I see us.
There you go. She said, no, we got it. Hey, Sam.
Awesome. I'm gonna give everybody a minute to see if we can start this conversation with a little bit more of an attendance. For those of you who follow me or know me at all, you know that I live in the boonies and I don't have the best internet, so I can't. You guys are having like a 20-second delay potentially, and I'd probably have like an hour-long delay. So I'm not even going to go off of that. Emily, Kelsey, you just have to let me know when we actually have people watching and when to start. But I am going to record this.
Our numbers are jumping up, so we're doing good.
Sweet. So anytime you want me to start, just give me the thumbs up and we will. And I don't know if you guys can see this or hear me inside our little Facebook event page. Just let us know that you're watching too, with a little comment or where you're watching from. That would be cool too. Oh.
All right. We're pretty steady on our number. So why don't we start?
Awesome. Okay. Well, no offense to Emily and Kelsey, but I'm going to mute you guys just so that, oh, you already did that. All right. Cool. All right. So it's Monday night. I'm going to try to do my best and not ramble. I'm technically a professional at it, but I will do my best to keep you guys focused and keep myself focused and on point and get you guys done listening to us within a reasonable amount of time. But what we want to talk to you guys about is really important to all of us. It's about coaching, and it's something that's found its way into our life over the last, for me, 3 years. And it's been able to accent our life in a very positive way. And so that's why we're here tonight and to share with you guys. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Julie Campbell. I have 2 little girls. Olivia's 7, Mulaney is 4. I'm married for almost 8 years now. We've been together for 10 years. Technically, he's my best friend, but he doesn't get me like my best friends do because he's a guy. Just putting that out there. And I've been a coach for about 3 years now. And I live in Oregon in the middle of nowhere with very limited internet access on a cattle ranch raising chickens and cows. We have a horse coming next month. And we did that because it's where our heart took us. We lived in the city and we lived a very comfortable life, but it just didn't call to us. It didn't fulfill who we were on the inside. And so we've been out here for a little over 2 years now trying to get our footing and figure out this lifestyle. But like I said, I've been a coach for 3 years now, and I was already healthy. I was a runner, and I did that because I lost myself after becoming a new mom. And I spent 1.5 years of my daughter Olivia's life feeling alone and confused and like I had zero control. And so one day I just got up off the carpet, pulled myself together and went for a jog. And running saved me, and taking care of myself saved me, ironically. And I decided that it was too good for me to keep to myself. And so I started basically a blog on Facebook about my journey, trying to inspire friends and family to get healthier, because I knew that it would impact their life on so many different levels. And the one thing that remained missing from my life, though, was community. My husband got healthier because that's what I put on the dinner table. He wasn't active. And I didn't know anybody in fitness, anybody that had a healthy, fit lifestyle. And all my neighbors were retired. And like I said, as a lot of people know this, as when you become a new mom, you kind of feel isolated, and it's hard to put yourself out there and meet new people. And I didn't have a community of moms, let alone of people that understood what I was doing by getting healthier myself. So I was alone, and I saw people on social media getting together, talking about health and fitness and empowering each other. And I wanted a piece of that. And I felt like it would be great for me to have support and encouragement. And so I started asking a few questions about what these people were doing. And the first time I heard the word Beachbody, I pretty much ran screaming in the other direction, because I was like, what the heck? That's so cheesy. But I kept finding myself drawn to these posts. I think Courtney's actually watching tonight, but she would put these posts on Facebook about her going out and getting together with these other really empowering women. And I just was drawn to what she was doing. It took me several months, and I finally just was like, all right, so Beachbody is a ridiculous name, but what do y'all do? And she sent me all the right information. And I felt like it was a great opportunity for me to take this new love for fitness and health and combine it with another love that I have for helping other people feel like they aren't alone and like they have someone batting for them in their corner. And I felt like it was the perfect platform to go out there and just be a light for other people to see what's possible, to see potential in themselves. And so that's why I messaged her after a couple of months. Actually, truth be told, my husband is an entrepreneur, and he did all the research on Beachbody for me and was like, hey, thumbs up, they're legit. And then I messaged her and I was like, sign me up. The rest is pretty much history. I've kind of had my own way of doing this from day one. It's been about helping people however I can. And any kind of residual income that comes from that is just a cherry on the top for me personally. But tonight, I don't really want to talk to you guys about all of the reasons that I love coaching, what it's done for my family over the last 3 years, and the potential that I see that it could have for everybody else, and why it's for everybody else. I want to talk to you about two very specific things, and let you guys ask me as many questions as you want, because I'm an open book. But those two things are the top two myths that, or reservations or hesitations or objections or whatever you want to call them, that I hear most from other people who are observing coaches on social media and haven't joined. And the first one is there's this belief that we're on social media all the time. And I'm going to be perfectly honest with you and tell you that when you're doing something that you're passionate about, it's really hard to stop. It becomes addictive. Going for a run and watching the results that I felt and saw became addicting. So I wanted to go for more runs. Eating pizza, delicious. It's addictive. So I want to eat the whole pizza. It's just like anything else, guys. It is addictive when you get a response or a message from someone who's been following you and they say, you don't know how much I needed to hear what you had to say. You have changed my life. That is powerful and it's addictive. And so I am probably on social media more than I would like to be, but it's for a really good reason. There are so many people out there who need to have that feeling, and I want to talk to them. But my time on social media aligns with my goals. My goals are to help people, and then I have business goals as well. And in order to meet those goals or achieve those goals, I've learned that I have to practice two things: self-discipline and better time management. And so I set time for when I'm going to be on social media, and then I set time where I'm going to be unplugged and living my life. So the amount of time that you are on social media as a coach is entirely up to you. The best way to benefit from social media and being a coach is to treat social media just like a real person. Share your life and interact with people and connect. And that's what social media is for. And that's how you become, that's how you are able to reach your goals as a coach as well. But it's up to you. If you don't have the self-discipline to put your phone down, sure, you might get burnt out. But then you have to practice self-discipline and realize that you're doing this, you're on social media to accent your life, not for it to become your life. And just that's something that I've learned along the way, is that no matter how many people are still out there that I want to talk to, I still very much want to live my life in person. So that is entirely a myth. You do not have to be on social media any more than you want to be. There's all different levels of coaches. There's hobby coaches, discount coaches, full-time coaches. And the truth is whatever you are able to put in and want to put in, you can, and that's what you'll get back in return. So as far as it goes, if you've been thinking to yourself, that looks great, but I don't want to be on social media all the time. Well, the good news is you don't have to be. It's entirely up to you. The bonus is you are your own boss. So I think it's really important to communicate what your goals are with whoever is supporting you. For me, I talk to my husband and my team, and he says, well, you're not going to reach those goals if you're only on social media an hour a day. So you're going to have to bump it up a notch. But also, you'd be surprised what I can get done with focused time in an hour, like versus just, wasted time, not really paying attention to what you're doing and just scrolling. So I hope that clears up a little bit when it comes to that myth. The second one that I want to talk to you guys about is selling. So I will tell you that was a huge red flag for me when I considered becoming a Beachbody coach. Once I got over the word Beachbody and I started looking into it more, I was under this impression that I might have to sell some things. And that really made my stomach hurt. And I wanted to kind of run away from the whole idea and give up on it right out of the gate over this idea that I would have to sell. And the truth is what I do with the Beachbody products is I use them. So I am first and foremost a customer of Beachbody. One, because I am a meal skipper. I wake up in the morning and I want to get to work. I want to get things taken care of. I don't know why, but I have my most focused energy in the morning. And so I'll just get to working on my to-do list right away, still in my pajamas, and not eat until 11 or 12 o'clock. And when I was a runner, what I was noticing is I couldn't increase my time. I was fatigued. I wasn't getting any kind of results. And so it boiled down to the fact that I was sabotaging my health by skipping meals. And again, I am not a health and fitness expert. I'm not a nutritionist. I don't have a clue. Especially when I started, I really didn't have a clue. And so I didn't realize that I had to fuel my body to keep up with my activity level. And so when I started researching this and I realized how bad skipping meals is for you, I tried to eat healthy breakfasts in the morning. And I wasn't very good at it. And so I actually started, I think the first drinks I tried or shakes I tried were Advocare. I tried Body by Buy, I think it was called. And then there was another one, I think I got it at Costco. And I'm a researcher just by habit. I think it's the mother in me. So every time I got one of those, I would start drinking it. And then I was obsessed with finding out what was in it. And I ended up not finishing the bag, and it went into the cupboard. And then I basically gave up the idea on shakes altogether. And I had heard about Shakeology, and because of my past experience, I just was like, no, I'm not going down that road. And again, when I couldn't give up this idea of potentially becoming a coach one day, I did more research on Shakeology. And after all of my research, I believe that everybody has to inform themselves and come up with their own decision. But me, I learned I was, number one, okay with putting this in my body. And number two, needed it to save my own health, to stop skipping meals. And so I got it and I started drinking it for about 6 months. And then in the 6th month, I was telling myself I was a skeptic and that it was a placebo effect. So I stopped drinking it intentionally and immediately started to recognize how different I felt and how much better I had felt in those last 6 months. And so I became a lifer. So signing up to become a coach was easy because I wanted the discount and because I was a customer. And just like when you go to a movie that you love, I took Nate to the Beauty and the Beast movie. I don't know if anybody has seen that, but he liked it and he was telling people about it. And it's kind of a similar idea, just on a much bigger and more impactful scale, because Shakeology actually can help your life improve, give you a better quality of life. Not so much with Beauty and the Beast, but definitely with Shakeology. And I have seen it and I've experienced it. And I have so many customers across the United States and Canada that have experienced it as well. And I'm so confident in the people behind it. So I became a customer first. And all I do is I just share what it does for my life. I don't spend the millions of dollars that Beachbody does marketing for it and selling it. They do. That is all them. And I'm so grateful that I don't have to have a background in marketing or a background in sales. I just talk about what it does for my life and that's it. I get to walk away. And so selling is not what we do. We basically share our lifestyle, the areas that we struggle and the areas that Beachbody helps accent our life so that it's better. And the same thing goes with at-home workouts. So I am a firm believer that you don't need to spend a dime to get healthier. Just buy healthier food and get active, which does not align with becoming a Beachbody coach at all, right? Because here I am drinking shakes and doing at-home workout programs. But I got to tell you guys, because I don't want to ever become a fitness trainer. I don't have time for that. That's not a passion of mine. It really helps to have a trainer in my house tell me exactly what to do so that I get the results that I want to get. And again, I don't go out there and try and sell at-home workout programs. They just really work for me. I'm a busy mom. I've got cows that broke fences. I don't have time to go to a gym. Like, I just want to get in, get out, and have full faith and trust that what I'm doing is getting me closer to my goals, that's helping me live the lifestyle that I want to live. And I just share that. That's all I do. Beachbody is the one that goes and puts together teams of people that promote and market and actually do infomercials and sell the tools that I'm using as a customer first. And so that's why we don't sell. We just simply share what it is about Beachbody that's helping our life improve or become better. And I just want to mention too that there's a lot of coaches that don't drink Shakeology and they're still successful at this because their number one goal is to help people get healthier. And there's a lot of people that drink Shakeology and don't work out and they still are rock star coaches because their number one goal is to help people live a healthier life. And so it really is for everybody. You don't need to sell. You don't need to be on social media all the time. You just need to be someone who, number one, wants to live a healthier life first, and two, is not afraid of going out there and encouraging other people to do the same thing. Because bottom line is you're going to have a team of people encouraging you and empowering you and supporting you to help those people find the tools that they need, even if they're not exactly what you're doing. Because we're all different, guys. Every tool works differently for every person. So what works for me might not work for everybody. But what we all have in common as a team is that we're here to help people live healthier, more fulfilling lives, bottom line. And so those are the two myths. I wanted to knock those out before we even went on. And I don't have any other notes. So I'm just going to pause and see if there's any other questions while I was rambling before Emily starts talking. So I got to go check this out. Do you guys have any questions for me, by the way? Kelsey?
I was just going to like check back on to the time block thing that you said, because that is such a huge, and I can start this too while you're looking through the questions. One of the biggest hesitations of mine was that I have to be on my computer all the time. And I told that straight up to Julie. I was like, I'm not going to be on. Nope, I'm not doing that, because I'm not going to be on social media all the time. It's not happening. I'm not doing it. And her biggest point to me, and the thing that made me realize that she was honest and genuine about it, was I was having some serious struggles when I first started coaching. So I did end up getting over that fear. And she told me, you know, all the things about the time block and about being able to use something we call the power hour, which is kind of like what Julie was talking about, where your focused block of time, you've got some minutes for each activity, and then you just get it out of the way and you go live your life. So she kind of told me about that, and I was struggling as a new coach. I was struggling to figure out how to do that. And her advice to me was not push harder. It was not, you know, go work more. It was, would you put down the freaking phone and go unplug and go do something else? And to me, that it was a game changer for me. And I don't think I ever even told Julie that, but it was a game changer for me, because it made me realize that that is what this business is. That is what we're doing here. That's the point. That's the whole reason we talk about freedom and ability. And I love to travel, you guys. One of the things I like to do and would love to do as a coach is to have the freedom to travel whenever, wherever I wanted. And this gives me that freedom. But that at the same time, I'm not going to be that person who's traveling and is like at a coffee shop the whole time I'm traveling, right? That's not what I want to do.
Can I respond to that, Em?
Yeah.
Sorry, I remember that day so well. I was pacing around in the kitchen and I got a phone call from Emily. I'm pretty sure you were in tears, and you had just been a coach for a couple months. And I was like, man, she's going to quit already. And I don't know what happened. It was probably just the fact that I'm out here at the ranch and I lost the call, but I lost you. And I had heard all of this, and then it was like I lost the call and I had to call you back. And I remember just thinking, like, what would I want someone to tell me, and what would be the best advice? And I remember calling you back and being like, yeah, you need to unplug, because here's the deal: you'll find your true work ethic when you take on something that you're passionate about, because it's going to challenge you. It's going to challenge you to let go of your passion and go live your life. Especially when you're doing this, because like Emily said, she's really ambitious and driven, and she had these goals. And so she felt like she needed to be plugged in all the time. And what happens is you lose that balance. You replace passion with resentment. And so I just remember being like, holy crap, I'm going to lose her. And she's going to be this amazing coach and help so many people, all because she thinks she has to do it 24/7. So no. So I remember that. Like, I definitely remember. I didn't know it was a pivotal moment for you, but I do remember that for sure.
Yeah, it was definitely a pivotal moment. But it also made me realize that I do better when I unplug. I do more and I do better and I am more passionate when I am able to focus, and then I'm able to let it go. And you kind of bless and release all of that energy that you put out there. And then you're able to come back to it with a fresh mind later. So that was one of my biggest hesitations. And the cool thing is, kind of cool, it doesn't really work if you burn yourself out. So you have to do it, right? So it's a requirement for you to unplug, to really relax, and to do your own growth, your own personal development, and focus on yourself. So I thought that was really cool. The other thing, a couple other things that I had a lot of hesitations. You guys, it took me a year and a half. It took me a year and a half from the time that Julie first mentioned it to me to the time when I wanted to sign up. And my hesitations were, I already know how to eat. Thanks. I got it. What I didn't realize was I was eating way too much protein, way too much nut butter, not enough fruits and vegetables. And I was taking probably 45 minutes to make a freaking smoothie, and then having to clean up the whole house because of course, I've got 3 kids under 3 and my house is a disaster. And I just made this smoothie with 25 million ingredients in it. So what I ended up realizing was that the Shakeology is super helpful. It's super easy to make, and it's not really the ease of the making, but it's more of like the energy that I felt and the vibrancy that I felt and the mental fog that went away when I started drinking it. So there's that aspect of it, and that in itself is a whole nother call. But I felt like I already knew how to eat. And what I realized when I started these programs was there were a lot of tweaks, small tweaks that I could use that really helped me find my own health and my own energy and my own nutrition for my family. The other thing was I basically told Julie to F off, really, because I have been an athlete my whole life. Why do I need your program? Why do I need that? I don't need that. The thing that I started to understand was that I had a lot of excuses as to why I wasn't getting to a gym, why I wasn't doing a workout, why I wasn't getting to the park. I've got 3 kids under 3. When she started talking to me, I had just had a newborn. I was exhausted. I was depressed unknowingly. And Julie saw it and I didn't see it. And so she finally told me about this program. And the first one I did was T25. I was like, fine, I'll try your program. I'll try it because it's 25 minutes and I see my excuses and I'll try it. And that was the first time that I committed to myself and didn't allow an excuse to stop me. It was the first time I did a double. That wasn't like a volleyball. I'm in volleyball and I'm in basketball. I'm in daily doubles. It was the first time I've ever done a double on my own. And I used to look at Julie and she would do a double and be like, you're crazy. But so I started to realize that I have this power within me, and that power came out in a lot of other aspects. It came out in my parenting. My strength and my happiness came out in my parenting, my marriage. And so Josh would come home. My husband's name is Josh, and he would come home sometimes and be like, hey, you should go work out because you look like you need a workout. Because you are not happy and you're frustrated and you're sad and all of the things. And so as soon as I would do that, he would let, everything would just roll off my shoulders. And so I started to realize that this whole package deal is what was missing. I had this community of people that Julie had put together. I was in one of her groups. And, I did all the things. I took the before photos and I did the program without Shakeology because I was stubborn. And, I did all these things and I started to realize that package deal is what really, helped shape me and, get me back on track. That being said, I didn't sign up for another year, because I didn't see the value in being a coach. And when I signed up, I saw that I like leadership. I love leadership. I feel like when you lift others, you raise yourself up. You rise by lifting others. And so, by using that in my own business, that's where I start, is that I rise by lifting others, because if I'm not helping other people, if I'm not helping myself, if I'm not doing my own personal development, I'm not going to go anywhere. And that's what this business does. It grows that way because I'm more vibrant. So the people around me are more vibrant, and then they help others and they help others. And that's what it is. Those were my biggest hesitations. And now I just rambled. I think I'm taking notes from Julie. But do you guys have anything? I've got more, but do you guys have any questions or comments about that?
I was just going to add how, you made me come across like someone who was just like nonstop bantering you to join my team.
No,
I swear that's not what I'm thinking. She's one of my best friends. And
I really saw her every day.
I for her to become part of my team because I didn't want to mix business with friendship. But I've become really good friends with everybody on our team. They go hand in hand. But like Emily said, the people that I'm still looking for that still need me to be their coach are not the people who need to lose 100 pounds or even 5 pounds. They're the people who need to find more happiness in their life. And I truly, truly believe that this is a mind-body game that we're playing, and the better people take care of themselves, the more we take care of ourselves, the more joy we feel, and that joy basically transforms our life, every department of our life. And in my opinion, the most important thing that I can do as a coach is help people find that happiness, because big picture, wouldn't the world be a better place if we were all just a little bit happier? But so will the future. If their moms and dads are healthier and happier at home, we're talking about a massive change. That's really important. That's a huge motivator for me. Is I saw this amazing, beautiful, strong woman struggling. And I knew that if she just could put in 25, 30 minutes a day for herself with the support from someone else encouraging and motivating her to do that, she would be able to do so much more in the world. And so I wasn't like bantering her and like constantly knocking on her door. I really believe that health and fitness is just a gateway. And
I think you talked to me about it all of 3 times in a year and a half. So there's so I didn't mean to come across that way. But the other thing that I wanted to talk about, aside from, I feel like we all have reservations, and it's kind of a scary thing, right? Like, it's scary to start something new. It's scary to jump into something that you don't really know what you're getting yourself into. So we're all here for questions, and I'm an open book. I know Julie's an open book, and so is Kelsey. So, anyone who brought you here, your coach, whoever it is, just ask a question. We're open to answering it, and I am really open to answering it honestly. And I had a lot of reservations, so I'm here too if you feel comfortable with that. One of the biggest things I wanted to touch on here was the team. So I joined because I needed a community, and I knew that I loved leadership, but I also knew that I needed people. As as a parent, it's tough. Even as a non-parent, if you work all day, if you don't get to go out with friends, if you feel isolated, or you feel like you don't have the people around you that are going to lift you up, because I've got a lot of people that I work with who are like, I just don't have that support system. I don't know what to do. That's where we are. That's part of our team aspect. I was basically raised on a team. My dad played football. My whole childhood, we moved back and forth from wherever he was playing, and then back to Portland, and then back to where he was playing. So I moved every 6 months. I'm on move like number 34. And so my family was my team. That is my team. And we had to be a team, because otherwise we would just break apart. And, I was very much raised as an athlete. I was very much raised with all of that in my childhood. And so when I got out of college and I left Germany, I actually played in volleyball in Germany while my husband was deployed. And when I left there, I didn't play on a team anymore. And so I kind of lost that. I lost that feeling. I lost that family that I felt like I had, because I feel like when you do difficult things together, you really get close. And for a lot of us on the day-to-day with our friends, we don't do that stuff, if that makes sense. So I was so excited to be on this team, because we do really difficult things and we do them together. And it's the collaboration, it's the friendships that we make, and it's the support that we do. And we just got back from Summit, it was amazing. And the most amazing part about it was being together as a team. If you guys have ever been on a sports team and you did like a traveling sports team and you stayed overnight, that's what it was. Or if you've done an encounter, when I was in high school, I did a women's encounter. Actually, it was a co-ed encounter, but we did an encounter and we all got to know each other really, really well, because we asked the tough questions and we were there for support and for answering and all of it. And so it's just that's what I feel on this team. And so being able to have that team aspect as a mom of 3, as a busy adult, as someone who's trying to travel a lot, and someone who's probably going to move again, I don't feel like I have to lose my support system again for the 35th time. Seriously, you guys, that's kind of a ridiculous number when I say it out loud. But that's where I'm coming from. You know, that's what I love so wholeheartedly about this team. And I don't really have anything else to say, guys. Anything? I'm Emily. I've got 3 kids, and they are within 4 years of each other. Well, I guess 3.5 years of each other. And they're all girls. And I am a veteran spouse, and we've lived in quite a few places since we got married. We've moved 5 times in the last 7 years now. And so my moving didn't stop with childhood. It definitely continued. And I feel like I'm really good at the initial conversation with people and like getting into meeting people. But after 6 months, I get kind of awkward until you get past that awkward part. This is like personal information, you guys, until you get past that awkward part. And I'm past that awkward part with my team. And so I'm really excited about that. That's part of my personal development. Is that better? Now you know. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Have at it.
Oh, I can hear you. Wait a minute. Kelsey's talking, and she's acting, or she just is talking like as if you can hear her, but hopefully you guys can hear her. Someone respond if you can when she starts talking again.
Yeah, Sam says she, oh, there you go. Can anyone hear her?
So we can hear her, so that's weird. But I was curious, and really quick, while we're trying to get it to where we can hear Kelsey. I was just going to point out too that speaking of veterans, if you or your spouse are a veteran, you can be a coach for free, by the way. Mm-hmm. It's like normally $15 a month to be a coach, but they waive that. And they also waive the $40 sign up fee if that's the route you want to go.
Yeah,
but, not about that, but I was curious to know what if Josh had reservations, because I know you had a million. What were hit? Like, did he have any, or was he like, go, babe?
No, he definitely had reservations. He was worried about the multi-level marketing situation, which I think you have touched on a little bit, but we'll touch on probably a little bit more. But he was worried about that. He didn't want it to be some scammy thing. And considering I had never tried the Shakeology, but I had tried the program, so I'd never tried the Shakeology, he was like, I don't know. I don't even know what you're paying for. And basically you're just going to be paying. And that's all it's going to be. But it was pretty much the opposite. By the time I was 2 months in, I was making enough income to do my own fitness for not free. You know, I was paying for my own fitness and health and all of my own products. But at the same time, I was making an income after 3 months. So, or at 3 months. So I was able to show him pretty quickly what this could become. And he also saw this change in me. But in the initial, it was me needing to have him understand that I needed to try. I was like, just give me 3 months and we'll see how it goes. Just give me a year. You know, it kept, in my own mind, it was, this is not going to stop because I'm going to do something with this, but I needed to show him what it was going to be for him to, how do I say that? For him to understand what it was. Does that make sense? Like he supported me, but he didn't get it. Yeah. So he had reservations mostly about he was worried about what I was getting into because it was the unknown. and he didn't know how it worked. And so after I was able to kind of show him the numbers and show him the ways that you can use this business, then he was starting to be like, okay, I got it. I get it.
And I think it's really cool too. And I just know this because, we're good friends, but it's true for a lot of us on the team. It's true for me as well, but I know this is true for you and Josh. Like it's, so if you think about it, right, has a lot of times, and this is my situation and everybody's is different, but a lot of times I became a stay-at-home mom, husband goes off to work. Now I'm a stay-at-home mom and my husband's a stay-at-home dad and we have this ranch, but he still leaves, like, he still goes out into the field or whatever. What's really cool about this unique opportunity is that it gives us something to like kind of work on together. And I know that that's not always going to be the case for spouses, but like, he will sometimes like hit me up with different perspectives, or he is better at looking at it as a business, where I'm more of the person who's like, I'm like Oprah, guys, where I'm like, do everything for free forever in unlimited amounts. Like, I just want everybody to be happy. And he's like, let's get a little strategic about this. And he's more of a busy, savvy mindset kind of guy. And I know that's true for Josh too. Like, he'll come at you with like ideas and suggestions, and like it gives me and Nate one more thing to like not be bored with each other over.
Yeah, it's definitely enhanced this relationship that I have, because it's given us, like you said, it's given us another element, right? So we started out where he was kind of like, I don't know about all this. And then when I started asking him questions, he's got an MBA, and I needed some answers. And so we started doing brainstorming nights once every couple weeks. And so we were able to work on this together, and it's actually enhanced our relationship quite a bit, which is really cool. Not to mention, I'm quite a bit happier than I was when I started, which is also super helpful.
Same here.
Okay, can you guys hear me now? I think I might have fixed it, but we'll have to see.
I can hear you. I'm going to see if anyone else can comment over here. Who can hear Kelsey? Sam, where are you at? We need a Sam response.
Right? Yeah.
Yes, they can hear you.
Yes. Okay.
Yay! Okay. So, so I'm Kelsey. So I just wanted to share a little bit about me and who I am as a coach. And then I'm going to get to kind of talk a little bit about the different kinds of coaches there are. Because you get to make coaching your own. So, yay, now I'm seeing all the comments so you guys can hear me. Okay. So I'm Kelsey. I'm a wife. I've been married to my incredible husband for about 5 years. I'm a mama to girls as well. That's funny. All three of us only have girls, and little girls. So I have 3 girls. My oldest, Naomi, just turned 4 on Friday. So I can no longer say they're 3, 2, and 1, which was kind of fun. But yeah, so she just turned 4. Zoe is 2, and my sweet little Quinley is 1. We live in Sherwood, which is just outside of Portland. I'm also a wedding coordinator. I've been coordinating weddings for, I think I figured out 8 or 9 years, something like that, which is crazy. I just do it on the side for fun. And this summer I limited it to 1 to 2 weddings a month, just because they take up so much time. But it's a part of me that I love to do. And so I haven't given it up yet. But and then I also absolutely love Jesus. Our family's super involved with our local church here. And yeah, so that's a little bit about me. I do stay at home other than, my kind of side gigs. I do stay at home full time. Yeah, so why I coach. I'm going to kind of do things backwards a little bit. I'm going to share about why I coach. I'll talk about the different types of coaches, and then I'll talk about my hesitations, which is funny because we didn't share our notes before this of like, hey, we just said, hey, talk about your hesitations. We didn't say like, these are my hesitations, and I think we all like have virtually the same ones, which makes me believe that probably you guys listening have similar ones. So, but if you guys come up with hesitations that you have that you're comfortable with sharing, post them in the comments now so that when I get to that, I can share on some of those. as well. So why I love to coach. I started coaching just as a discount coach because I loved the products. I'll talk about what that means a little bit later. Now the part that I love is that I get to help change other lives. Like, that's crazy and that's incredible. So that alone is why I love coaching. My personal passion is for like complete health. So whole self health is what I call it. For me personally, I have kind of 5 things that means. I have my relationship with Jesus is part of my whole self health. My marriage, my kids, me being filled up and the best I can be, and then my health and my nutrition. So I love getting to help other women figure out what those things are for themselves, what makes them wholly self-healthy. So that's really where my passion is. My passion isn't Beachbody per se. I love the products. I love what the company is about. Please come. Oh, reconnection successful. Hopefully. All right, I'm gonna keep going. Hopefully.
Let's see what it does.
Yeah, if you guys want to see if the stream is still going. Okay. All right, I'll keep going. So, hopefully. Okay, so that's where my passion is whole self health and getting other women to explore what that means for themselves. And so, as I've gotten to learn more about Beachbody as a company, I'm not the researcher. I'm like, whatever. If other people say it's good, I'm good. Which is a good thing to have Julies in your life so that they can research it for you. So I didn't know much about the company at all. This last summer was the first time that I did anything really company related. I went to Summit with our team and got to learn more about the company as a business side, and it really impressed me. The one thing that has been stressed from the beginning is the 4 vital behaviors, which that's for later. We can talk about that later. But one of those being personal development. And when I learned that about the company, that they were big in personal development, I was like, okay, like I can get behind that. Anyways, that's why I love coaching. I just love getting to help women. I have the tools to help them get healthy with exercise and nutrition, but also for other things in life. And so my passion is that whole self-health, and if I can help out, that's where Beachbody comes in, is if I can help out with their health and their nutrition, or their nutrition and their exercise, plug them into Beachbody stuff, then fantastic. The other thing that I love about coaching, what Em talked about, is the team. Growing up and in school and things like that, I hated women, hated girls. I only had guy friends. A lot of them I dated. But I only had guy friends. I hated women. It was whatever. And so I never wanted a team. I never wanted close girlfriends until I had it on our Beachbody team. And I was like, all right, they're pretty cool. I guess I'll stick around. So the team aspect has definitely evolved for me. I was an independent woman. I did not want anything to do with other women. But now to get to share in life with other women is just incredible to me. Okay, so let me talk about the types of coaches that we have. So I mentioned a discount coach. So that's kind of one type of coaching. As a coach, you do get 25% off of all of Beachbody stuff. So you do end up getting a discount. So the kind of most common thing is Shakeology. You know, if you drink Shakeology every month, you're spending $130 on plus shipping on Shakeology. US, I have no idea with Canada, but $130. Your coaching fee is $15, but you get Shakeology then for $97 because you get it 25% off. So really, it works out to you're still saving at least $15. So we have a lot of people that just love Shakeology and love the workouts, and so they sign up as a discount coach to have that Shakeology cheaper. That's cool. Like, that's awesome. That's totally good. It's not like some hidden secret that like you can't, you can't talk about the fact that you're only doing this to get a discount. Like that's totally fine. Like that's what I was for a year, I think. Yeah, so that's that's a discount coach. You're welcome to be a discount coach as long as you want. There is that $15 fee each month, and that's what kind of gets you that 25% off of the products. You get your
unless you're military,
right. I didn't know that. Once again, I don't know anything about the company side, but so that's awesome. Yeah. So there's discount coaches. There's also coaches that are full-time career coaches that, like Jennifer, you're talking about, like, how do I do this? So full-time career coaches. This can be coaches that are working to that too. So you don't kind of jump in and all of a sudden let me just bust another myth real quick. This is not a get rich quick scheme. This is investing in people's lives and changing lives. And yes, you make money. There's definitely ways to make money, but it's not going to happen overnight. I mean, it's not a gimmick, which I actually kind of like. I like to work for what I get. So you could definitely get to that point. As Julie said, like they're on a ranch, like, Beachbody definitely helps with that income. Other coaches that, this is their full-time gig. They've bought houses, they've, all of that kind of a thing. So it's definitely possible. Those are the full-time career coaches that they love this and they want to get behind this and they want to go. And a lot of other coaches too kind of do both. So I have a friend here that's local, and she's a Beachbody coach, and she's also works full time. She has 2 kids, works full time, out of the house. I mean, it's like at least 9 to 5 kind of a gig. But her coaching, she wants to be that full time career. She wants to go, and so so what she's doing is she's still working her job, but also building to get to that point that she can take off. So there's those kinds of coaches. There's stay-at-home moms, like a lot of us. We stay home, and there's this tug to have something more. And that's okay that you want something more. It's okay to not be totally satisfied with just being at home with your kids, with your husband, whatever. Like, that's awesome. It's great to be a homemaker and all of that. That's wonderful. But the more and more moms I talk to, the more and more I find that they're like, but I kind of want to use my brain a little bit more. Mention the guys. What?
I was just saying the guys on the team too.
Oh, yes. Yeah, there's guys on the team.
We're not all females on here, but we are on this call.
Yes.
Just want to put that out there.
Very true. Thank you. So it's okay to want something more, and this can be that something more. There's so many MLMs popping up, and a lot of it is stay-at-home moms, and I think that's because that's an answer to this little thing inside of them that's like, I kind of want something more. I want a creative outlet. I want something, that uses my skills and my abilities and that's mine and that I can make personal. So stay-at-home moms, it's great for them. It's awesome. We have coaches that are, in Julie's words, fit as hell, which I don't even know what that means. Like, how is hell fit? Like, I don't know. But if you're a fit as hell coach, then hey, more power to you. So there's coaches that are totally in shape, ripped, like they are there kind of a thing. And then there's coaches that are not, which is, I'd say 99% of us, who are working towards building our strength and working towards, whatever it is that our goal is. There are coaches that purely just want to help other people, that if they didn't make a single dime, they would be smitten. They'd be totally fine, that they're just there to help. There's also coaches that want to make money. And once again, I want to validate that. That's okay. That's good. Like, I want to make money. Like, heck yeah. I mean, I think all of us, like, we would happily say, yeah, we want to make money. That's not our driving force per se. Our driving force, at least for me, is I do want to help women and I want to help people be the best selves that they can be. But part of that is with these products. And so, yeah, I make money off of that, and that's great. some coaches just want to coach to cover their cost of Shakeology, which is an awesome goal and an awesome incentive. If you're a Shakeology for life kind of a person and you're like, okay, like, how am I going to cover this cost? Like, heck yeah, you can totally be a coach just to cover your expenses for Shakeology. And then for a lot of coaches, and this is kind of where I fall in as well, Beachbody and coaching accents their life. It accents what they're already doing. And that's awesome too. That's welcome too. There's no labels when it comes to coaching. I just listed out a whole bunch of types of coaches, but these aren't labels on coaches. One of the most beautiful things I think about coaching is that you get to make it your own. You get to be you. Whatever you're passionate about, whatever your vision is, whatever your goals are, like, that's the kind of coach you are. And I'm not going to be the same kind of coach as Emily. I'm not going to be the same coach as Julie. But on the flip side, my people aren't going to be the same people as Emily's, and my people aren't going to be the same people as Julie's. Yeah, we have people that cross over, and parts of us attract different people or the same people, that kind of thing. But we're all different coaches. We all do this differently. And so I think that's pretty cool. I don't know of many other organizations that really place value on that and applaud that and love that about their people. So
can I add to that real quick, Kels?
Yeah.
Sorry if it's loud out here. I had to change positions and now I'm not by the pool. But what I wanted to say was that I know that Julie doesn't want to be the fitness trainer. She doesn't want to do all of that. I feel like that's not where her energy is. For me, I love in-person training. And so I have, with all of this, created 2 times a week. I go live with a group and we do workouts together. That's one thing that I really love that Julie's not so hot on. And like, I run, just like Kelsey was just saying, I run my team and I run my business way differently than Julie or Kelsey or anyone else on our team. And that is the beauty of it, is that you don't have to, there's no box. There's no box that you're placed in. You get to do it wholeheartedly with whatever it is that you want to focus on. And so Kelsey focuses on full self-health. I do a lot of mindset revive. Julie does a lot of motivational stuff, and then we all do our own aspects too. So that's all.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so some of my hesitations, now that you kind of get the gist of the different kinds of coaches, some of my hesitations, so my backstory is my sister started with Beachbody products. And I had just had my second baby. Yeah, I just had Zoe. We were fostering. We fostered for about 2.5 years. We're taking a break right now, but we had a couple foster daughters in our home. I already had Naomi that was 1.5, and then I just had a newborn. And so any of you moms get that, like, your eating goes down the drain. You're nursing, you're like, oh, I want to eat healthy, blah, blah, blah. But really it's like, okay, are these goldfish stale? Who cares? It's food. And so that was my breakfast. Or, hey, this is freezer bread ice cream. Sounds like dessert. And so my sister talked to me and she's like, hey, so I'm doing this thing that, that you actually get, a healthy shake. And I was like, yeah, I don't do shakes. I'm not a shake fan. Like, whatever, that's a fad. And she's like, well, you should probably give it a try. Like, it's really healthy, blah, blah, blah. I think she even told me something about how, it helped some people with nursing and all of that, which, I was like a cow on Shakeology. Man, I'd milk for days. But anyways, and so that's not scientifically proven, so don't hold me to that. But so she kept talking to me about it, not pestering, but like, she was drinking it, she was loving it. She's like, hey, try it out. And I was like, okay, fine. Like, how much is it? And she was like, well, it's $130. I was like, are you joking me? Like, no. Our entire budget for all of our food, breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the entire week was $50. So, that's $200 for the month. You're telling me that I'm going to spend majority of my money for our entire grocery budget on shakes. Not happening. So I just ruled it out and said whatever. And so then a while later, I still wasn't eating anything. Was just kind of blah, you know, in that postpartum. So she mentioned, she's like, well, hey, you know, if you want to try it out, you can sign up as a coach and you get it for, you know, $100 instead of $130, which is only half your budget. So you want to try? And so anyways, I put it off. I don't even know. She could probably tell you. I don't even know how long it was that I kept saying no. And then finally I was like, all right, whatever. Oh, no. Sorry, that's wrong. My mom tried it and she got vanilla, the regular vanilla, which if any of you have ever gotten the regular vanilla, it's awful. Regular vanilla Shakeology. I hate it, personally. I'm sure, okay, Emily disagrees. Yeah, but I hate it. And so my mom tried it, and she didn't like it either. She hated it. So she gave it to me. She's like, here, I hated this. You might like it. But it was free, so I was like, whatever, okay, I'll try. So I tried it, and then, you know, once again, we're on a strict budget. And so I was like, well, okay, I have this bag of crap. I might as well try to make it taste good. So I researched the heck out of it. That's the only time I think I've ever researched in my life. I figured out how to make the vanilla regular taste better. And so anyways, I added honey and all this different stuff to finally be able to choke it down. However, now that there's a vegan vanilla, oh my word. If you haven't tried that, get it. Like, seriously, you'll think this. Like, it's incredible. It's like cake batter. I kid you not. Yeah. So anyways, so that was my big hesitation. Money, for starting with the products, which I know a lot of you guys already have the products. Like, you guys already know it does amazing things. But once I started drinking that free bag of crap, then I started to feel better and was like, okay, you know, maybe I can make it work in our budget. And I started getting creative, started selling random things, like making extra money. It was just random things to get to the point where I could buy my Shakeology. So I started buying it. And, you know, she's like, hey, you get it as a discount. Great, sign me up. So from the get-go, boom, I was doing Shakeology as a discount coach. I can't remember what workout program I bought with it. It must have been PiYo, but I can't really remember. So I started on that, and I loved it. I fell in love with it. Fast forward a year. So I had been a discount coach for a solid year. You know, it was just kind of watching what my sister was doing, watching what other Beachbody coaches were doing. At some point in that year, my sister added me into the team page, and so I started to kind of get to know people there. Didn't say much, anything like that. Yeah, please don't quote us. Free bag of crap. That's only the vanilla regular, and it was only free because my mom gave it to me. Whatever disclaimer I need to put in there. So, anyways, so those were my hesitations. Started to, you know, kind of plug in things like that. And then it was almost exactly a year ago. It was last summer. Things just kind of clicked for me. I was personally at my lowest point of, gosh, quite a while. We had a really tough summer. The foster kiddos that we had was a really tough situation. Our baby, I had another baby. They're 14 months apart. But so the baby was colicky, and that was awful. It was just a really tough season, and I didn't have anything that was mine. I didn't know where I was going, what I was doing, whatnot. So in the fall, something just clicked for me, and I can't even tell you what it was, but all of a sudden this realization came about that I could be a Beachbody coach because it could accent what I'm already doing. That I didn't have to be Julie, I didn't have to be my sister, I didn't have to be anyone else on the team, but that I could be me. And that I could share what these products are doing for me and to better my life. So that's kind of where the switch happened. And so that's then when I started to get traction and realize I could actually love coaching. It could give more of a title to what I'm doing. So my hesitation, the number one was the price of it. So once it clicked that I could coach, and have it fit my life, then I was like, well, I can take care of the cost then. So if I start helping other people get plugged into this, then I don't have to pay out of pocket for a product that I already love. So that's where one of my hesitations ended up getting resolved. And by the way, I was on Shakeology that whole year that I was a discount coach. every month I figured out how to pay that $100 to get it. So that was kind of the biggest hesitation. Then the other hesitation was that I didn't want to sell, which once again, we all talked about that. And come to find out, you don't have to sell. Like Julie said, it's wonderful. You do share, and I know that kind of can be cheesy, but it's truly just sharing. If I go to the store and find a pair of jeans that make my butt look good and I feel great in, heck yeah, I'm going to share about those jeans. I'm going to tell every single one of you where to get these jeans, how much they cost, and, go get them. Well, it's the same thing. I am loving these products. I am loving what it does for me and for my body and for our family. And so, yeah, I'm going to tell everyone about that. Like, heck yes. The other hesitation I had was I didn't want to fit the mold of a coach. I had, started following other coaches and things like that, and I didn't want to fit the mold of them. Like, hey, sweaty selfie, which is funny because now I run a group and we share sweaty selfies. But I didn't want that to be all that I did. Like, oh, great, they worked out again, like another sweaty selfie. Or, hey, look, it's another Shakeology bottle or whatever. It's like, I didn't want to fit that mold. If I was going to do this, I was going to do it my way, not that way. And I wasn't in the best shape of my life. I had just had a baby, for heaven's sake. So that was, sorry, I got distracted by comments. So I also, another hesitation, I didn't have time. Like I said, I had a baby, I was fostering, I had a toddler. And so then once that switch was made, I then realized where I could find those pockets of time. So let's see, I totally went off my notes. Don't sell. Oh yes. Yeah. I still don't fit the mold of a coach, but that's celebrated. You do you. I still don't have time. I'm still busy. I now have more kids. One more kid. But what, I think it was Emily, I think you talked about your intentional time. That's kind of been my biggest thing lately. And touching on the myths of social media, being on social media all the time. Those were two things that I struggled with too. And so what I found is I'm actually on social media way less now that I'm a coach than previously, which is crazy because our business is on social media for the most part. But the difference is that my time is intentional. I don't sit there and just scroll through my news feed, and I don't click on random articles that someone else maybe commented on or shared, or I don't even know how it showed up in my news feed, but I'm reading it now, and then I'm halfway through, and then I'm like, well, this is boring, so let me go to a different article. I'm not reading random articles. I'm not finding random people that commented on someone else's on Facebook talking, hey, they look funny, whatever, and Facebook talk. I'm not doing that stuff, which is really healthy for me, by the way, to block that stuff out and put blinders on. But I get in, I post what I need to post. I check in with my challengers. I check in with my free group. I check in with our team, and then I get out and I go and I live my life. And so I'm not sitting on social media all day, and it's really freeing. And the fact that now I have a job that requires me to be on social media, it actually helps me to be intentional with that time on social media. And that's where I found actually a lot of my time to get my business going was cutting out that scrolling and cutting out those things and just focusing in and saying, okay, I'm gonna do these vital behaviors that it takes to be a successful coach, and I'm just gonna do them and bust them out. The other thing is that we've essentially cut out all TV. We'll watch some TV right before bed, but not tons. And that was a big thing, is that, you can sit down and watch a show and waste, 40 minutes, 45 minutes without the commercials, or an hour with, hello, there's your power hour. All right, turn off the boob tube and do your power hour. So there's pockets of time. And that's what my friend I was talking about that works full time and is doing coaching full time, is that she finds those pockets of time. She uses her lunch break to check in with her challengers. Her drive to her job. She listens to personal development and listens. We have a thing called the National Wake Up Call every Monday that's super motivating and really great information. She listens to that on her drive. It's finding those pockets of time and using those pockets of times how you want to better your business. So that was all that I had. Yeah.
So I was going to just add to really quick to what Kelsey was saying is that there are obviously a lot of ways to do this, and there are a lot of different types of coaches, and whichever one that is like speaks your language. The cool thing about being part of the team is that there is endless amount of supports, and we will show you exactly what it would take for you to reach the goals that you set for yourself as that kind of coach, whatever it is. So I think it's important to mention that is that we just, depending on what your goals are, that would then, I don't want to say give you a title, but it would like create what kind of coach you want to be, and then we would help you facilitate how to achieve those goals that you want to set. I also wanted to, what I wrote down was, like Kelsey was saying, she wanted to do this her way. And Emily said it too. I wanted to do this my way. And I'll let you know right away, my coach knew from within the first day or two of me signing up as a coach that I was going to do this a very different way than everyone else out there. And I think that that's important to mention about this team specifically, is there's just something about it. None of us can really pinpoint what it is. But I think that it's grace and acceptance, and we just are here for each other. And coming back to kind of what Kelsey was saying is like, she didn't get along with other women. She didn't want to do things with other women. I know a lot of women like that. I was one of them. I had a lot of friends in high school, but my best friends were guys. And now all my best friends are girls, are these women on this team. And it was mainly because I didn't want to deal with like, the games and the comparison that a lot of women tend to do for lots of different reasons. Yeah, the drama. There's a lot of reasons that play into that. But I'm all about breaking that now and changing that stereotype and that mold and helping empower women and support other women. And so it's really cool because I think the most success that you can find as a coach is when you're unapologetically yourself. And I don't know a lot of opportunities out there like that where it pays off in the most rewarding and beneficial ways when you do this your way, when you are yourself authentically, no questions. Like, you don't borrow words, you don't follow someone else and copy what they're doing. You legitimately are yourself, you own who you are, and you share that and you build that and you work on that. And that's how you relate, that's how you connect, and that's how you form teams like this who support each other no matter what, and how we're all allowed to be different and still feel acceptance. And so kind of, Kelsey touched on all of those things, but I just wanted to reiterate them really quickly because they're really important things to hear in this message about what coaching is.
So Amber asked how many people are on the team. So I don't know if you want to talk to that a little bit, Julie.
So currently, we run things a little bit differently. A lot of times teams consist of like, you have this coach who signed up, and then they have their coaches, and then those coaches have their coaches. We are part of one of the biggest teams in Beachbody. But on this team, in this group, we are just shy of 70. And we have a few people in our team that we consider our team members that don't in any way, shape, or form benefit our business independently. They just work really well with our team because we look at this as a big picture, not as an individual selfish kind of thing. And so,
Julie is like our mama bear. So she's the one that's, if you want to get into like the logistics of like the levels and all of that. So like Julie is our mama bear, and then we're all kind of under her. But she never acts like that. Like, I don't want to give her a negative picture. Like, she's never like top down, like, hey, whatever. Like, we're all a team. But just so you know, like, she's the top bear on this team. That's the 70. So she's up here, and then there's 70 people under. So then the team above us is the one that she's talking about that has, it's like crazy huge, like thousands and thousands and thousands of coaches. But when we talk in this call, we're kind of referring to that 70 coaches that are in Julie's realm. Then like I have some coaches that are my coaches, but they're in this team under Julie. And so that those ladies contribute to the 70. We do have, I think, some, I think my sister, well, I don't know if she still has, but I was going to say my sister had a team page herself for her coaches as well. But all of us are also in Julie's team. So I don't want to kind of make it more confusing, but when we're referring to the team, we really talk about this 70 group of women or people, my bad, people. But yeah.
Yeah. And actually, I'm glad that you asked that, Amber, because it's important to talk about who the team members are currently. So it wasn't that long ago where we had over 100 people on this team, and we've had a lot of people who have left for lots of various reasons. But I think it's really important to talk about who the people are here, and they're the people that are benefiting either from the discount or the community, or they're building a residual income, and they're here, they're in it. And then the other thing is what's really cool is the people who are currently a coach on this team right now, or people who join, are signing up are part of this at a really good time. With any business, what happens is you kind of ride this roller coaster. So business starts out, and a lot of times they kind of go downhill at first because people want to build a trust and get to know them. And so they kind of go downhill when they open and are created. But then when they invent themselves and they build that trust from consumers, they go up like a roller coaster, right? So they're going up. And they, no matter what, inevitably businesses go down. You have to come down from your high, right? And in order to go back up again, you have to reinvent yourself. And what's really cool about Beachbody is a really innovative company. They're always forward thinking. They always have their coaches' best interests at heart. And right now, it's great to be part of Team Beachbody because we're in a very innovative start, and we're actually going back up the roller coaster, and we're not anywhere near the top. But we are getting ready to launch into the UK, which is another 65 million people that we can help, which means it's almost like starting over again in the US, like, having that many potential coaches and customers and ways that you can build your business, but massively carve out a notch of this movement, this end obesity, help people live healthier, happier lives. So it's a great time to be part of the team for that reason. Also, Beachbody is making home the healthiest place, which is something I'm very passionate about. Looking at my kids and understanding that I'm leaving this legacy behind is a huge motivator for me. And I love that Beachbody is about making home the healthiest place. So we have so many new innovative programs and tools coming out. We have a family workout program coming out in like October or November with Tony Horton. We have shakes for kids now. And so it's a great time to be part of this team, business-wise and health-wise. And I wanted to make sure to touch on that. And then I wanted to mention that I heard Kelsey talk about how this helps release a creative side, but it also helps if people out there have a travel bug, which I'm one of those people. Like, the world is so big that I want to see it. There's always something unique that allows us to travel with this opportunity. I just went to New Orleans. We all did. And there's an opportunity coming up to go to the UK, to go to London in a couple of months. You don't have to, but it's there. And a lot of times you're given the opportunity to earn those trips for free, which is a really cool business tax write-off. Note that, by the way. And then just really quickly, I want to wrap this all up. And I want to talk about, if you are loving what you hear and you're feeling that passion and you're thinking to yourself, this might be for me, I want to say two things to that. One, why the hell not? You have absolutely nothing to lose. And my best friend gave me this advice once upon a time that said, what is the worst thing that could happen? And answer that. Literally answer that. What is the worst thing that could happen if you became a Beachbody coach? You got healthier, you got more shape, you got some friends, maybe you earned some money, maybe you helped some people change their life, maybe you inspired some people, maybe you were an example to your children. Literally answer that question. What is the worst thing that could happen? My husband, when I first started, he used to tell his guy friends, I don't care what she's doing. My wife is slamming. Like, she's like, you know, when Kelsey talks about hot as hell, like, it's totally a oxymoron, right? Like, it immediately made me think of like that. What are you shitting me? Like, no, I am not shitting you. What does that actually mean? But like, fit as hell. I have never been in more shape. Could do 8 pull-ups. Could run all day long if I wanted to at a certain pace. I've never been fit as hell, but Beachbody helped me get there, and the accountability helped me get there. And so when you're thinking to yourself, maybe this is for me, ask yourself, what's the worst thing that could happen? Answer that out loud. Maybe share it with us, your coach, the person who invited you here. And the other thing that I want to talk about when you're considering potentially becoming a coach, and this is kind of wraps up everything that we've talked about. But the most important thing that you have in life is your time. You can never get it back. So what you choose to do with your time is really important. Like us being here tonight, we took the time to share with you because it's that important to us, because we believe in what we're doing, and we could be doing so much other stuff with this time that we set aside to share with you guys. But we know that there are so many people out there who need to hear this, who we want to be on this team with us, who need to help us with this bigger vision. And so we got on here and we shared, and we know that the return on that value, that invaluable time, is that we are taking steps forward in something we really believe in doing. And that's the other thing that you have to consider is, when you agree to sign up to be a Beachbody coach, you have to consider what you would be doing with your time. And I can't think of a better business opportunity to do from at home or from your cell phone while you're traveling on vacation, that fills your heart, that fills your soul, that actively makes your life better in some way. And I cannot tell people this enough, that Beachbody is not about shakes and workouts. It is so much more than that. And that's why these conversations are so important for us to have, because you might see those sweaty selfies and think, no, I could never be a coach. I don't want to do that. But what we do is, it's on a much bigger scale than my life changed drastically the minute I started to take better care of myself. And that's kind of what this platform, what we all have in common with this platform. And so that's what you would be doing with your time as a Beachbody coach is, and if you think to yourself, what if I only help one person? So I'm just going to talk about a discount coach who thought that to herself. She got the program, she got amazing results, and she just thought, what the hell, I'm going to share, and what if I help one person? And that one person that she helped more people. And those people helped people. And so one person is not just one insignificant person. Every single person has this ability to change the world on a bigger scale, to allow that ripple effect. And that's what's important to us, and that's why we're here, and that's why we're showing up. So I'm so glad that you guys took the time to listen to us ramble. If you guys have questions, I've been watching the conversation. I don't see any questions over here, but feel free to leave questions in the comment section, and I promise we'll get back to you. Reach out to us with a private message. I hope to see some of you as part of this team in the near future. But with that said, I have to say thanks to Em and Kelsey for doing this with me. I love you guys. And am I okay?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I also extended the event on Facebook, so I made the end time was like 7 or something. I made it like 3 days from now. So if you guys want to access this again, just go into your events and click this event, and then over to the discussion, and it'll be in there.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks so much. I'm going to unmute you so you can say bye. But peace out, everybody. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.